Welcome, everybody, to the KHL Finals. We're in the meat and bones of this business right now. As so much, we've actually just gained 3 sponsors. Uggs, Pepsi, and sex-free condoms. Please go and purchase these at your local Family Aran Amazon warehouse. We're going to dive right into this. We have our consolation bracket, but let's be honest. This matchup, right? No one cares. This matchup, these guys are, they're giving her. No one cares. This matchup, we're going to dive into it a little bit. This is our third place match. It's not too far apart. The Muskies have fallen off quite a bit from their original projection. We're looking at a couple minuses throughout this week. But as per usual, Phil Forsberg's trying to win this guy some money, which is nice. The goalies have not been showing up as well. At least the starters have not been showing up. Like, this is just dreadful. These stats right there, 9 goals against, 5 goals against, combined negative .60 on the starting goalies. His pickups, though, not bad, 8.6 and 14. Pretty good. Even Hoglander, 14.4. Pickups have been great. Starting guys have been slacking. Willie Nylander, big money, not doing well. 8.4, bad. Roslovic, bad. But I mean, here's another one. Day-to-day for Ranton, not good. So it's keeping this in a somewhat close-ish line compared to even what the original was. Not too far off. We've still got quite a few games here. 16 to 18. And with looking over here, it looks like Hellebuck is stepping it up. Folks on the other side there for the Pirates for a second. Hellebuck is stepping up. Willie Karlsson's having an unreal week. Bjorkstrand, that's what most GMs would call him, is killing it this week. This guy is playing his fucking heart out to make sure that this GM gets his $20 or whatever it is that third place gets back. Like, you're looking at John having to probably go and put that money towards a Bjorkstrand jersey after this, if he wins it. Jack guy, for some reason, I mean, he's at 20. Look at those hits, 10. Trouba slacking, need to get kicked out for a game after that crazy fight against Jersey. Gudis shouldn't even, I mean, that should be illegal. But the rest of the boys, I mean, playing as they should be. Jack Hughes playing as he should as the number 2 pick in in the league for KHL. 9.3 when it counts, so that's good. It's really nice. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is going to be another one of those matchups that's going to really be largely decided on tomorrow with how radical these players are. I know there was some mention to, or at least around the league, about this being too late into the season still for playoffs. It was with majority votes brought back to at least by back 1 week. In another league I'm in, we are not even in the semifinals yet. So for anyone that's worried or thinking that their players aren't performing the greatest, cry me a river. we're removing weeks to make sure that basically the people with stacked teams are going to do well. That's about it. Anybody that's got lower guys, you're going to have more of an advantage the more it goes on. So underdog teams are going to end up having some better points. That's one of the biggest benefits from it. You're not sitting much in this. If we're talking NFL fantasy, which obviously I will be recording after this, that does count major for resting guys. This, nah. Championship. D-Mac Scouts. Led by Cameroon Jobé. Last year's GM of the year. Has led an unreal team and has had a crazy, I wouldn't even say luck. He's been top guy for majority of last season. He is once again looking like the top guy for this year. He's killing it. He's looking like he's running the league. He's running away with the league. We used to think that the Wuhan Warriors were the dynasty. They're looking like the Tampa Bay Lightning right now. And D-Mac is looking like, is there even a good dynasty right now? I don't know. We'll say Wuhan's looking like the Pittsburgh Penguins. D-Mac's looking like the Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay. We're a little older. We got some stars still, but we're kind of hurting. This guy, on the other hand, murdering. Drafting great players each year. We're seeing it here. The moves, the additions, the trades with Debbie knew that nobody else will really pull off. He's killing it. He's doing it with 2 goalies for this week. They're not really necessarily doing much for him. He's heavily relying on players. This is a player-loaded team here. There are guys that aren't really doing much. I mean, you look at Tyler Bertuzzi. He's sucking it. And Charlie Coyle didn't do great, but every other player is double digits. Which, looking at the third place matchup, it's just not happening. 43.50 on Sid the Kid. Sid the Kid fell down our draft immensely and does every year, and I don't know why. He probably should be picked a little bit higher. 43.5 in the finals. Brady Tkachuk, Kyle Connor, Troy Terry, who was dropped earlier this season. Wuhan tried to pick him up, didn't happen. JJ Peterka, who nobody would ever want, but the scouts have scouted big time on. Darlene, 41.40. Bouchard's 21. Caulfield's 25.10. The return, by the way, to D-Mac scouts after a sad end of the season last year. Killed it. Killing it on this week. Again, another 18 remaining as of right now from on here. Original projections was showing this only off by 20-ish points, 18-ish points. With these large margins he's getting, 43, 41. The boys are just absolutely popping off for the championship week. We're looking at a big jump on that live projection. Anything can still happen with 18 games. That's a large chunk of games. The New Hope Kings, by number, are right there. Like, you know what? 32 points? That is not impossible. Same remaining games. The only difference is someone maybe have some bigger names over here than the other. But this is a tight matchup. Tight. We'll focus a little bit here on the Kings now. If you're looking at a team that also did well with the few moves that they made and is strategic on their pickups, I mean, you are seeing the matchup of the two GMs that know how to do this. We're looking at another guy that's having big pop-off numbers. Look at Stamkos. You might as well, if you did comparison on a lot of this, like talk about it as an even matchup here. But Stamkos 57.70 rolling in the finals. Connor 38. Respectable. You'd hope a little bit more than that. I have to see how many games he's got left here, but you would think a little bit more than that. Dakota Joshua was a big pickup to make sure that the New Hope Kings could make it into the finals. And he's still producing 15 hits. Monster. Evander Kane, stolen from the Wuhan Warriors, killing it, 18.7. Coleman might find himself on a bus ride by tomorrow. Not looking all right. Neighbors, Doughty, Riley playing all pretty good. You're seeing the defenseman here slacking a little bit between Lauzon and Clifton. You'd think that there may be a move there as well, if he even has any left. These are guys that during this week, most maybe would have dropped by Tuesday. This is not it to be in the finals. Johnny T, slacking. Carlson, probably having one of his better weeks of the season because he sucked for most of it. Bratt, killing it. Luke Hughes, look at that -4. It's a big 4 points off right there. Not good. Not good. Duclair didn't do shit when he was on the team. Nadal, though, I mean, hello. Where's Tristan Jarry at? That guy stinks too, eh? What a killer. This is about as good of a matchup here that you'd want. All these projections are so close. The actual points are so close. It is really just going to come down to tomorrow, most likely. Saturday is, like I said before, are the big days. We're going to have to see just by the end of tomorrow night. Most likely by the end of tomorrow night, we're going to know who the champion is, as well as third place. The champion will, of course, be given the opportunity of their location, where they would like to choose to have the honorable KHL Cup handed and used as a photo prop. Under disclaimer, we will not be handing off the trophy for any amount of time. And it's not because of my grubby little rat paws all over it. It took 2 or 3 days to finish for print, and then the amount of time to get the names actually sealed onto it. It did take a long time, so we want to make sure that this prized possession stays in good shape. So yeah, location is chosen for the winner for that. Photo shoot. Handshake from the commish, possibly even by the trophy maker himself. As for second place, well, you get a little bit of money. Sucks to suck, sorry, buddy. And same thing with third. You get your buyback in. Once this week's over, we will be looking at adjusting possibly the amount going into it, as well as taking a look at our current general managers and seeing who will be a good fit going into the future for this league. We've seen a good drop-off of moves and trades over the past 2 seasons, and that's not good for production. It's not good for the fans. It's not good for the GMs. So as long as that keeps happening, the value of the league will go down. So expect a smaller amount going into next year. But we will also see what the general manager count is as well. We, over the past, well, basically since this league has started, have always increased in expansion. 2 teams each year for the past 3 years. We may need to take a step back. It will all be assessed and brought up in our general manager's meeting. But these are all things that the commission has been looking at and will announce over the summertime and getting into next year's season. As was saying that, once we get into the off season, we'll be looking at GM pledges fairly early, not cash-wise, well, word-wise. We're looking at retooling, reshaping, and getting back to the roots of the KHL again. We want to see the solid core back. Now, the real business. We, for the first time, with having so many people, were able to have a real amount of GM candidates for GM of the Year. The vote was posted 2 days ago at the recording of this podcast, which is at almost 3 a.m., by the way. I'm an animal. And I think it's time to tally these bad boys. I will go through them top to bottom. And you guys will get a feel, I guess, of who you voted for. 6, Pirates GM, John Ray. Received 1 vote. Tied. I guess I shouldn't do this by number. Tied for second last in votes. Brent Owens and Alex Walker with 2 votes each. Next on the list. Oh, my bad. 3-way tie. Oh, also Tyler Mello. A 3-way tie. So we've got a first, second, 3-way tie for third and a fourth. So fourth, John. 3-way tie for third. Alex Walker, Brent Owens, Tyler Mello. Coming in at second place with 3 votes. Tyler Porter. A vote also including himself. He did vote for himself, so that's good. Coming in at number 1 and going back to back, Mr. Cam, GM of the Scouts, with a whopping 5 votes. He's shown once again, taking the opportunity, taking advantage on this. Most likely robbed of the championship last year. Killed it this year. He had that 11-game win streak to start last year, and then got volleyed. The league was rigged, man. Allegedly, the league's been rigged for a couple years, but oh well. But he was robbed, I think, a little bit last year. Still winning GM of the Year with an outstanding performance, and now winning it again with a chance to win the league as well. This will be the first time that you could see GM of the Year and KHL Cup champ. We're looking at a man that could be holding 2 trophies here. Big photo shoot, front page news. This is going to be a big night tomorrow night, and we're not talking only because it's WrestleMania. Keep your eyes peeled. Kings, Scouts, Connor McDavid. Look at these points. Look at this. Unbelievable. Tony D'Angelo. Look at these points. If he had the same amount of game played as Connor McDavid, they'd probably be tied. That's a fucking fact. And we can let's chat about that. Good luck to the boys. Next podcast, next week. Have fun. Love you.